If you can't fix what's broken, you'll go insane.
They're the characters that films just scratch the surface of. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 underdeveloped movie characters.
You, Marcus. You did what Skynet has failed to do for so many years. You killed John Connor.
For this list, we'll be listing the characters that, for whatever reason, didn't get enough big screen time to have their personalities fleshed out to a satisfying degree.
Do you have any idea how crazy you are?
Since we'll be talking about the fate of many of these characters, a spoiler alert is also in order.
Yeah, I missed your laugh.
I missed you.
Number 10, Corporal Dwayne Hicks, Aliens.
I'd like to keep this handy for close encounters.
I heard that.
One of the colonial marines sent down to investigate the alien-infested colony of LV-426, Hicks is third in command.
What is it, Hicks?
Hudson, sir. He's Hicks.
But after his superiors are killed and incapacitated, he develops a rapport with Alan Ripley, and they both manage to make it out alive, along with Bishop and Newt.
Don't touch that. Dangerous, honey.
Hicks, however, is the only Marine who manages to escape. Why is he on the list if he survives until the film's end?
Stand by there, we're on our way!
Well, not only because he's unceremoniously killed off screen by the time we begin the third film, but also because an extended director's cut of Aliens proves that his quasi-romantic subplot with Ripley was meant to have been much more fleshed out.
You started this. Show me everything. I can handle myself.
Yeah, I noticed.
Fans just wanted more of Hicks, and no, the Colonial Marines video game does not count.
Corporal Dwayne Hicks, TQ404215E9. Distress.
Number 9, Ford Brody, Godzilla.
I didn't listen. I just thought he was crazy.
Now, you might have expected us to choose Joe Brody, Ford's father, played by Bryan Cranston, for this list, given his character's early death.
I don't get many visitors.
Clearly.
However, the elderly Brody receives more character development and growth during his brief screen time than his son does throughout the entire movie.
Wait, you knew about this thing, the whole time? Why didn't you just kill it when you had the chance?
It was absorbing radiation from the reactors.
Ford is not so much a character, as he is a vehicle to carry the audience through the film.
I don't want to hear this.
He never stays in one place long enough for the audience to see him interact with any of the other characters, besides Joe. And because the audience follows Ford, we don't get much time with any of the other characters either.
Come home with me. I got a little boy who's desperate to see his grandpa.
Number 8, Marcus Wright, Terminator Salvation.
You think you're human? I am human.
The result of experiments done on an executed criminal, Marcus is a human Terminator created by Skynet to lure John Connor to his death. This is a mission he unknowingly accomplishes, though he ultimately gives his own heart to protect humanity's savior. Marcus is easily one of the best parts about Salvation, and he even upstages Connor.
Everybody deserves a second chance. This is mine.
As such, Sam Worthington's portrayal of a man coming to grips with his changed existence could certainly make for a more compelling narrative.
What are you? I don't know.
And so it would seem that this is another case of a character's potential being curtailed by a poorly chosen death.
You point a gun at someone, you better be ready to pull the trigger.
Number 7, Carson Wells, No Country for Old Men.
Don't worry, I'm not the man who's after you.
It's easy to forget that Woody Harrelson was in this film for good reason. His character doesn't get much to do.
Just how dangerous is he?
Compared to what?
A bounty hunter, Carson Wells is one of the few people to have seen the mysterious and murderous Anton Chigurh and lived to tell the tale.
You can't make a deal with him. Even if you gave him the money back, he'd still kill you just for inconveniencing him.
Hired by the same people who hired Chigurh to retrieve their money, Wells explains to both his employers and Chigurh's target, Llewellyn Moss, just how dangerous the psychopath really is before being killed.
I guess I'd say he doesn't have a sense of humor.
Carson may have received more in-depth attention in the novel No Country is based on, but unfortunately, some things had to be cut in the adaptation, and we would have loved to see more.
You don't have to do this. I'm a day trader. I could just go home.
Number 6, Janek, Prometheus.
Just got a ping. About 1 click west of you.
The captain of the Prometheus, Janek is one of the few people on board without a specified agenda, while the rest of the crew is mainly composed of starry-eyed researchers or cynical jerks in it for the money.
They were right.
Did you want them to be wrong?
You'd think that such an important character would have had more to contribute.
Whatever that probe is picking up, it's not dead. It's reading life form.
He was one of the few voices of reason, however, so when his advice for the scientists to keep their helmets on is ignored, the results are kind of predictable.
Now, the temperature is dropping rapidly, so get your helmets on to stay warm. Till the storm passes.
It's just a shame this pragmatic character had to sacrifice himself. Any franchise would be lucky to have an actor of Idris's caliber. You had your chance, James Bond. He's going for the tower now.
I can handle this myself. Feel free to join Miss Fix.
All due respect, Captain, you're a shit pilot and you're gonna need all the help you can get.
Number 5. Rachel Dawes, the Dark Knight franchise.
Wait. You could die. At least tell me your name.
Love interests always seem to get the short end of the stick in superhero films, don't they?
You're right. Let's not do that again.
Either they're being shoehorned into the plot, or they're reduced to a mere catalyst to move the story forward.
But maybe he's still out there somewhere. Maybe someday when Gotham no longer needs Batman, we'll see him again.
Rachel Dawes suffers from a little of both here, not getting to do much besides providing opportunities to make Batman look cool in the first film and provide a motivating factor for both he and Harvey Dent in The Dark Knight.
The whole mob's after you and you're worried about these guys.
Yeah, compared to this, the mob doesn't scare me.
It didn't help that the character was recast between installments either.
You can't ask me to wait for that.
It's happening now.
Number 4. Alex Lex and Timothy Tim Murphy, Jurassic Park.
Are you hearing this?
The two grandchildren of Jurassic Park's creator, John Hammond, Lex and Tim are characters essential to attract young viewers, as well as to gain instant sympathy from elder ones, and they are way more underdeveloped compared to their literary counterparts.
He left us. He left us.
When the children are in danger, our hearts go out to them, no matter what age they are. And when you think about it, the adults in the movie don't get into half as many dangerous situations as these two. Electrocution, falling fossils, falling cars, that kitchen scene, Jesus.
Timmy, what is it? It's a velociraptor. It's inside.
In order for the audience to more easily identify with them, the pair aren't given a lot of individuality either, although Lex is shown to be good with computers, at least one of those early 90s ones anyway.
It's a unit system. I know this.
Number 3, Eames, Inception.
Listen, if you're gonna perform Inception, you need imagination.
While most of the Mind Heist crew members in this sci-fi thriller are given very little development, our pick had to go to the suave, charismatic forger Eames.
Excellent, but you learned a lot, right?
I need some kind of distraction.
No problem.
An expert at falsifying both physical materials as well as his own appearance in dreams, he has the ability to impersonate others, even if they're one of the opposite sex.
In case you get bored.
As such, Tom Hardy's portrayal left us wanting more.
No, it's perfectly possible. It's just bloody difficult.
When it comes to Eames, we wish Christopher Nolan would have followed the advice of his own character.
You mustn't be afraid to dream a little bigger, darling.
Number 2, Maria Hill, Marvel Cinematic Universe.
When did you become an expert in thermonuclear astrophysics?
Last night.
You'd think a former S.H.I.E.L.D. agent and one of Nick Fury's right-hand people would get more to do, but enough about Hawkeye. We're kidding, mostly.
It'd be my genuine pleasure.
But seriously, Agent Maria Hill, despite appearing in 3 films, as well as a few episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., is usually relegated to being a means for exposition and helping Nick Fury get things done. The real world is full of unsung heroes who make things easier for the top dogs to make their mark.
Lab's all set up, boss.
Oh, actually, he's the boss.
It's just too bad that art had to imitate life, at least in this case.
Testosterone.
Oh my goodness.
Excuse me.
Want a lozenge?
Mm-hmm.
Before we get to our top pick, here are some honorable mentions.
I'm sorry. That was odd. Thank you. Thor.
Despite all I have survived, my queen still worries over me.
It's only because I worry over you that you have survived.
Listen to me now. I need you to do everything I ask, no questions.
Yes, ma'am.
Choke on it, Dread.
Choke on that.
Yes, of course they're serious. You do? You have? No kidding.
Number 1, Darth Maul, Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
At last we will reveal ourselves to the Jedi. At last we will have revenge.
Although we consider choosing Boba Fett, over 30 years of supplemental material and an origin story in the prequels have done a lot to flesh out the iconic character.
What if he doesn't survive? He's worth a lot to me.
Darth Maul is still comparatively more shortchanged. Introduced as a mysterious Sith Lord who is intimidating both visually and in combat, he is then killed off at the end of Episode 1. Maul thus represents a wasted opportunity for a more hands-on villain for the prequel trilogy.
Tatooine is sparsely populated. If the trace was correct, I will find them quickly, Master.
And while he does return in the Clone Wars TV series, the damage to the character, and his potential contribution to the franchise, had already been done.
Always remember, I am nothing.
Do you agree with our list?
You can't leave something like that to chance.
Which movie character do you feel needed more development?
I get another one in quick, slap it in hard.
Right.
You're ready to rock and roll.
For more underused top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
What works?
Phone security systems? You name it, we got it.